Hello everyone, this video is about Stellaris traditions and what I think the 5 best ones are. I'm not going to bore you with a big long explanation of what I think a tradition is, but basically it's the customs and mannerisms your empire develops as it advances. You can use them to increase your empire's strengths and bolster its weaknesses. And the thing I like about them the most is you can adjust the empire to your particular playstyle. So with that being said, I'll get right into what I think the best 5 are. Although most experienced players don't seem to favor this anymore, I still like it, and that's the expansion tradition tree. I still find myself adopting it first in almost every new game of Stellaris that I start. And I think the big benefits for this one are on the left side of the tree, but I'll get to those in a minute. This tradition tree emphasizes expansion of your territory and colony establishment. And the reason I take this first is because as space gets taken up, it's less and less of a benefit. This one really doesn't provide game-long benefits, but for me, the advantage of expanding a little bit faster, because I like to play aggressive and wide, outweighs that disadvantage, so I'll take it. So that's the reason I'll take it. The first one I usually take in this tradition tree is Reach for the Stars. That reduces my star-based influence cost by 10%, so I can stretch that influence a little bit further and maybe reach an important choke point or system before my opponent does, and take it and be that much better off. The second tradition I take in this tradition tree is Galactic Ambition. That reduces my star base upkeep by 20%. So after all, if I'm going to start building a lot of star bases, I might as well make them cheaper to maintain. The next one I'll generally take in this tradition tree is Colonization Fever. That gives me one additional pop for each new colony I start. So that's a pretty good benefit. I like it. The last two I'll take are usually in no particular order. I like A New Life. That will give me a pop growth speed increase by 10%, so that's usually the fourth one I take out of all this. The last one in this tradition tree is Courier Network. That reduces my empire size from systems to colonies by 25%. Not a big benefit, but it's still there. And then when I finish this, I might have said it before, but I get an additional district on non-artificial planets, and I get an Ascension perk unlocked. I like to bolster my economy as soon as I can so I can support my fleets and my eventual war efforts. So prosperity is typically the second or third tradition tree I'll adopt, but it's usually the second depending on how many hostile neighbors I've encountered. If I've got a lot of problems on my borders, I may adopt the Supremacy tradition instead, but typically this is my second one. When you adopt this tradition tree, you immediately get a mining station bonus of 20%. And if that gives you a surplus of minerals, all the better, because you can sell those at the galactic market and for energy credits and then buy stuff you're short on. So not a bad deal all the way around. The finisher effects, you get resources from jobs, 5% boost, and stability increases by 5, and you unlock an Ascension perk. So it's got a nice finisher effect also. I like this one a lot. This tradition tree has what I like to call 2 level 1 traditions and 3 level 2s. The first one is administrative operations. So as your empire continues to grow, this eliminates corruption and inefficiency. That's pretty cool. So the effects are building upkeep and district upkeep are reduced by 10%. Good for the economy. The other one is standard construction templates. So as your technology advances and becomes ever more complex, new demands are placed on our workforce. Yada, yada, yada. What this does is buildings and districts have their build costs reduced by 10% and build speeds increased by 25%. A nice little bonus. In the level 2 traditions, you get creative collectives. The effect for this is specialist pop resource output is increased by 5%. They've also got interstellar franchising. City districts provide one additional clerk job. Habitat trade districts, I won't read it all to you, but anyway, it gives you more clerk jobs and therefore you get more output from it. The last one is Public Works Division. City districts provide one additional housing. Ring road segments and ecumenopolis, big word, residential arcologies also provide additional housing. So this one is an overall benefit for your economy. It will give you game-long benefits. That's why it's a good one to take. And in my opinion, the earlier the better. As I said earlier, unless I'm having trouble with somebody on my borders, this is the third one I adopt, is the Supremacy tradition. I like it because it emphasizes fleet and army strength, and I generally play aggressive and wide, so this one suits my playstyle very well. And if like I said, if I've encountered a lot of hostile empires, I'll sometimes make it my second tradition. When you adopt this, you get a 20% boost in naval capacity and army damage right away, and I like the additional firepower this puts at my disposal. it's a good one to adopt. I like it. This tradition tree has 3 level 1 traditions and 2 level 2s. So the first one I like to look at is Master Shipwrights. That increases ship build costs reduced by 10% and ship build speeds increased by 25%. That's usually one of the first ones I'll take. Fleet Logistics Core, ship upkeep reduced by 10% and naval capacity increased by 20%. And the third one is Overwhelming Force. Ship fire rate increased by 10% and orbital bombardment damage increased by 20%. I think this is the one I like the most because I like the increased naval capacity. So I'll usually take that one first out of all of the top 3 of the first 3. On the bottom, War Games. Fleet command limit is increased by +20. That's a nice little benefit. And Admiral cap levels increased by 2. Also, the Great Game. Damage versus war star bases is 20%. So if I want my ships to deal out more damage to an enemy star base, this is the one to take. So this is also another good one that'll provide you game-long benefits, and it's a good one to take. The 4th best tradition tree, in my opinion, is one that's added by either the Apocalypse or Overlord DLC, and that's Unyielding. If available, you should definitely take it as one of your first 5 if you like playing wide and aggressively like I do. It strengthens your defenses and makes defending your empire a little easier without having to station as many fleets close by to important systems as you normally would. The finisher effects are especially good for this tradition tree, and I think that's what I like the most about it. You get a 50% bump in the defense platform cap for a star base. So when you fully outfit one of those babies with all the defense platforms that are available, it's a force to be reckoned with. It'll hold out against one of the most massive fleets until help can arrive from your fleets. You also get a 20% reduction in starbase upkeep, another nice feature. One of the first traditions I take in this tradition group is at Defensive Zeal. Starbases and defensive platforms have their hull points of damage increased by 33%. That's pretty good. Another one I like is Resistance is Frugal. That gives your defense armies now produce half a point harmony per month. And also the defense army health is increased by 25%. So if your planets are invaded, they can hold out that much longer. Next 2 are on in this list are Fortress Doctrine and Never Surrender. Never Surrender gives you an orbital bombardment damage of 25% reduction. War exhaustion gain, which is really nice, is reduced by 25%. And also claim influence costs in your area or in your territory is increased by 25%. So it makes it that much more difficult for an enemy to claim your territory. Fortress Doctrine is another one. You get 2 more starbase capacity. Starbase upgrade cost is reduced by 50%. And hostile operation difficulty. In other words, if somebody tries to sabotage one of your starbases, it costs them, takes 4 more points to do that. Makes it a little harder. The last one in this group is Bulwark of Harmony. Build speed is increased by 33%. When you're in a defensive war with another empire, ship build speed is increased by 33%. Also, the ship fire rate is increased by 15% if your ships are within your borders. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, please hit the like button and give me a like. That way I can spread my joy to other people. But moving along to the traditions, the 5th one, in my opinion, the 5th best one is Diplomacy. And the main reason I take this is because really it's the only way you can gain the ability to create a federation. And although it's not a direct result from unlocking traditions in this tree, it gives you the ability to control massive fleets if you can become the Federation president. So I think that perk alone makes it worthwhile to be able to create a federation. I like it. So this tradition tree has a lot of good benefits, really. When you adopt it, you get diplomatic influence costs reduced by 50%. Also, when you finish it, your diplomatic weight increases by 10%, and you get another envoy, which is always a good thing to have. Plus, like all the others, you get an Ascension perk unlocked. The diplomatic network gives you a +3 in Unity. That's okay. I don't really use Unity that much, not deliberately anyway. I've unlocks diplomacy. You can form the Federation. That also gives you another envoy. This is, I think, the best perk out of everything in this tradition tree. I like being able to form a Federation. And the level 2 Entente, the coordination, the amount of ships you can contribute to the Federation counts twice as much towards the naval capacity. Don't know if I said that quite right, but you can read the tooltip there. Anyway, your contributions count twice as much as they normally would. direct diplomacy, trust cap plus 50, trust growth 33%. And the final one is eminent diplomats. You get a diplomatic acceptance of plus 5. And the one that I think is good is the envoys that are improving relations have a 1% chance each month of acquiring a favor for your empire. So that's pretty good. So that's my take on what I think the best 5 traditions are in Stellaris. And what do you think? Do you think I'm crazy? Most people do. The first one, I don't think a lot of people agree with. I think I'm fairly in line with the rest of them. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you got better ideas or different suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. Until then, this is Rich from Strategy Games. I'll see you later. Bye.